What is up, guys? I'm Joey, aka TheCravy, and this is the Flash horror game Mutant Uprising. It's supposed to be really cool. It's supposed to have a lot of different endings. It's text-based. I don't know too much about this, which is good. I've never played it before, unlike Endgame. So I have no idea what I'm doing. But, I figured I'm alone in a house, so... Oh, my name is Rick, an unemployed 20-something who lives alone in a one-bedroom house. Yay! After a busy morning of getting rejected for job interviews, you sit down to watch the news. The newscaster is speaking in a panicked tone, which you think is quite unprofessional. Well, we would know, right? Your eyes widen as you hear what he says. There's been some kind of disease outbreak. People are mutating in horrible ways and killing anyone who hasn't been infected. Your bowels tighten. Oh no, my bowels, as you realize this could be the apocalypse. Suddenly, there's a loud knocking on the door. You almost jump out of your skin. Your heart is pounding, but fortunately, you haven't crapped yourself. Yet. The knocking continues, loudly and instantaneously. What do you do? Ignore the knocking and keep watching TV. Go to an upstairs room and look down to see who's knocking on the door. Fling the door open and greet whoever it is with the room. I think that's the safest. You look down onto your doorstep from an upstairs bedroom and see Mrs. Megan, your elderly next-door neighbor. She is beating on the front door with both fists, seemingly trying to break her way in. You're confused as to why she's acting this way, until you notice there's some kind of yellow goo dribbling from her mouth. She is clearly one of the infected people that TV report was talking about. Do you go to the kitchen and find something there to deal with her? Go downstairs and panic. Jump out of the window and try to land on her, or get the heck out. I'm gonna go with kitchen. You run into the kitchen, then realize this possibly wasn't the best idea in the world. The only way out is back the way you came, and Miss Niggins is already standing in the doorway. Pick up the kitchen knife and cut the female dog's head off. Get a raw but bloody hunk of meat from your fridge and offer it to her. Beat the crap out of her. Hide in a cupboard. I'm gonna go with kitchen knife. You pick up a knife with a long sharpened blade. Mrs. Miggins moves towards you and lets out a husky growl. Careful to avoid the acidic bile spewing from her mouth, you lash out at her neck and land a mighty blow. Huzzah! A large gash appears in her throat and she falls to the floor. Wow. You run over to her fallen body and start hacking at her throat like a man possessed. You scream, "Die, die, die!" as blood spurts all over your kitchen and splashes across your face. Eventually, you regain control of your senses. I could never do this. Mrs. Miggins' decapitated head's lying on the floor. You drop the knife in horror. You didn't realize you were capable of such brutality. Still shaking, you decide to get the heck out of your house. Well, that was insane. You head out of your house, only pausing to pick up a rucksack from your shed. Your shed. You have a feeling it will come in handy. You need to find somewhere to hide out. Where do you go? Head into the town centre? Head into the open countryside. This is going to be tough, guys. Because I can pick going into town, but a bunch of people could be there. Or I could pick countryside, but my guess is the survivors are going to want to go there. But I guess I'm going to go with countryside. You don't have a car or any other means of transportation. You were unable to afford it, seeing as you are unemployed. What's that? How were you able to afford a house if you couldn't afford a car? You won in a raffle. Yeah, that's it. Seems like a game I would make. Anyway, you're soon becoming tired and realize you won't make much headway this way. Luckily, there is a farm nearby. You head over to the farm. As you near your destination, you hear an array of strange and disturbing noises. There's a low guttural moan coming from the farmhouse, and the cattle out back are making sounds unlike any you've ever heard before. Get out there and go to the town center. Go straight to the farmhouse. Go and see the moo cows. Sneak around the outside and peek into the farmhouse. I'm gonna peek into the farmhouse. Cautiously you peer in through one of the windows. You're disgusted by what you see. There's a farmer inside. His head has swollen to 10 times its original size and has absorbed his upper torso. Wait, torso? He also appears to have grown a tail. Whoa. Out of morbid fascination, you continue to watch him and are astonished to see he's carrying on with the same daily chores he did before becoming a hideous mutant. It appears these mutants still understand the concept of civilization. You soon get bored and decide to head back into the town center. Information. You enter the town center and are terrified by what you see. Mutants are everywhere, and they're killing people left and right. And center. Wait, left, right, and center. I don't know. Hideous freaks, worse than any... English. Worse than any horror movie you have ever seen, are literally tearing people apart and eating the goo that comes out. If you don't act quickly, you will join the long list of victims. Hide in a pile of bin bags. Try to sneak out by the carnage. Panic and start running away like a muppet. Go to the pub. I'm gonna say bin bags. I almost wanted to click pub, just to see what would happen. Thinking quickly, you dive into a stinking pile of rubbish and try to conceal yourself as best you can. You have entered such a You have never encountered such a stench, but it seems to be a fairly safe place to hide. It's hidden down in an alley, and most of the carnage is going on in the main street. I just realized I have nowhere to go from here. Alright. You wait until nightfall before leaving your hiding place. An eerie silence has fallen upon the town. More importantly, you're hungry. As you head back into the town center, your empty stomach lurches at the sight you come across. The main street is strewn with bodies. None of them appear to be moving. Creep through the bodies, try not to step on anything. Take the long route around, avoiding the bodies altogether. Run through the bodies as fast as possible. I'm gonna go long road. Makes me wanna take a back road. Makes me wanna take the long way home. It takes a little longer, but you're not gonna risk your life unnecessarily. Thank you, game. I am smart. Thumbs up. You're hungry, so you are hungry. So you decide to go to the supermarket to get some grub. As you approach, you see the lights are still on, and there are several people inside. Just as you enter, however, you realize that every single one of them is a mutant. A. Grab a shopping trolley. B. Get a shopping bag. C. Pretend to be a mutant. You have the sudden urge to go to the toilet. Well, my guy apparently has diarrhea now. I'm gonna say, pretend to be a mutant. You figure that zombies are more or less the same thing as mutants. Besides, they got away with it in Shaun of the Dead, didn't they? No! That's what I get for being stupid, guys. So, let be known, if you're ever in a zombie apocalypse, a mutant apocalypse, do not pretend to be a mutant. This has been Mutant Apocalypse Survival 1-on-1.